News Center 4 Wilson Van Alst reports now that police are focusing on Golden Gate Park.
Hey, pal, wake up.
It was very early this morning. San Francisco police found 16 people sleeping in Golden Gate Park. That is against city laws, but up until now, police have not made arrests or even issued citations unless a radio check uncovered outstanding warrants.
A white male, DOB is 6'1", 63. He has a Maryland driver's license.
Police say the transients are coming from all over, apparently convinced a new liberal San Francisco mayor means carte blanche for the homeless. One of the spots where the transients camp in the park is near the major children's playground. Officers say that is a particular problem.
The gardeners have found hypodermic needles. They found knives, or hypodermic needles especially, in the sandbox area here.
Tomorrow morning, police say, there will be arrests instead of repeated warnings. And they hope that will send a message to transients who are thinking about coming to San Francisco. The scene on Haight Street today included this headline: Agnos okays crackdown. But the mayor's office says crackdown is not accurate, that there are no new orders, that Agnos has always expected law enforcement in the Haight. Neighborhood merchants like Buzz Renard say that was not clear to them or to a wave of transients that hit the area just after Agnos took office.
We would have liked the mayor to have responded a little faster, but we understand that his new administration was just coming in at the time that this hit the fan, so to speak. So we're trying to give him a little space too, and we feel like what came in the paper today was the beginning on that.
The mayor is still telling police they should not ticket or tow people living in vans and buses around the Haight, but bus resident Jack Stoll says police have been putting on the pressure.
The police department, I think, is really harsh in the way that they're dealing with us. They treat us subhuman because we've chose an alternative lifestyle. They're not nice. They're very unpleasant, you know.
Merchants say they are not asking police to do that. In fact, Renard says dealing with the homeless has become a test of liberalism in the Haight-Ashbury and the entire city.
Our indigenous homeless are residents of the Haight, and they're really my neighbors. But we would like other cities to keep their own homeless, basically.
The dilemma facing San Francisco and its new mayor right now is a real one. The more this city does for the homeless, the more homeless will come here, because many other cities are simply doing nothing. In San Francisco, Wilson Van Alst, News Center 4.
This is Linda Yee. Police describe the people living on the streets of the Haight and sleeping in Golden Gate Park as transients and the down and out. And today, police were visibly enforcing every law on the book to let them know vagrancy won't be tolerated. Joe Willerson is out of work, drunk and homeless. He also got a ticket today.
Just laying in the park, I guess. I don't know what he was ticketing me for. I said, what are you ticketing me for? He said, well, you was laying down here sobering up. He said, go sit on the park bench and sober up.
Many of the drifters are fans of the rock band The Grateful Dead that's playing this weekend in Oakland. They call themselves Deadheads and follow the band wherever it plays. Adrian Yeel says he's one.
I used to work washing windows high-rise, and I broke my back. And so now it's like I ain't got nothing else to do. Just sit around.
You rather live like this?
Well, until I get my insurance money, yeah.
Yeo also got a ticket this afternoon for not having a proper leash on his dog. Emery Rogers says he prefers sleeping on the streets.
I go on tour with the Dead. And when I'm on tour with the Dead, I fix food, I sell clothes, whatever I need to get survive. And I think if you want to ask me what I do in the city for work, panhandling's a job. I spend 7 hours a day and I make less than you.
Teenagers Chris and Glenda Stenke are from out of state and are out of work. They say living in the park is their choice.
No one wants to go downtown to them shelters, man. They're like a roach motel down there. It's like hell there.
Most say they have the right to live on the streets, and they resent the current police crackdown. They plan a protest at City Hall later this week. In San Francisco, Linda Yee, News Center 4.
The homeless in downtown San Jose are about to lose one of the only luxuries they have. City officials say the public toilets in St. James Park will be closed when the park is renovated this spring. The portable toilets are the only restrooms near the park, which has become a mecca for San Jose's homeless. Park renovation plans do not include new toilets.
In Berkeley, meanwhile, a neighborhood that is already struggling with all kinds of problems is being asked to do more. They're being asked to embrace a state government-funded center for the mentally ill, many of whom are the homeless. Tom DeVries reports from the East Bay.
It's an area of small homes and good neighbors, and the local people like it that way. But society's problems keep growing. Now there may be a new drop-in center in this vacant storefront, one for mental patients and homeless people. The neighbors have banded together to resist. Ellen Block.
We just don't feel like a neighborhood like this. It's already right on the edge as far as being pushed over by crime and drugs and things like that. We just don't feel that we can handle 70 to 100 new people a day.
Sally Zinman, who runs the drop-in program now, says she's heard all of this before.
This is not an unusual event. There's not a halfway house, a board and care home, a community center, a mental health center that throughout the country has not had trouble moving into where it wants to move in because of the bias and the stigma and the discrimination. I thought Berkeley was going to be different, but it's not.
Back in the neighborhood, Susan Williamson says she doesn't like the tone of the pressure she's getting.
The drop-in center accused us of being racists and croissant-eating, cocaine-snorting yuppies. That does not describe this neighborhood at all. I mean, it is just the opposite.
Zinman says the issue is civil rights. The neighbors say it's a question of justice. Both sides agree the problems will continue to grow. Berkeley's Board of Adjustments will decide between neighborhood and center tonight. Observers don't expect the fight to end there. It will ultimately reach the City Council. In Berkeley, Tom DeVries, News Center 4.